It's the first of the month, so once again, it's time for the wrap-up video. The wrap-up video is the video that I make at the end of each month to tell you about notable videos that have been posted over the course of the past month, books that I read but did not review, and what is coming up in the next month. As far as reviews go, there were 2 this month. First up was Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, and I also reviewed the first 3 Sherlock Holmes books, which is going to be the first part in an eventual 3-part series where I review every single one of the Sherlock Holmes books. Good times. General positive feelings all around, although I did have reservations about both of them, but you can click the annotations or the links down in the box to find out more. I also posted a video about how to dress up like a sexy version of your favorite author for Halloween. And it's November 1st now, so maybe it's not so relevant anymore, but it's still funny. Humor is eternal. But you can click there or down there to see that. Now on to the books that I read but did not review. First up, I read One for the Money by Janet Evanovich, which is the first book in the Stephanie Plum series. This is all about a down-on-her-luck Jersey girl who becomes a bail bondsman to try and earn some fast cash, and I thought it was okay. Basically, it wasn't terrible, but I probably will not be continuing with the series. And everything else I have to talk about is nonfiction that I borrowed from my best friend. I've been on a nonfiction kick this month, I don't know. First up, we have Why You Should Store Your Farts in a Jar and Other Oddball or Gross Maladies, Afflictions, Remedies, and Cures by David Haviland. This was really fun. It's all just like weird and gross medical trivia. It's very light, like it reminds me a lot of those horrible histories books that I used to read when I was a kid. So if you dug those as a child, as I did, you will probably dig this. Next up, I have 2 Mental Floss history books. There is the Mental Floss History of the United States by Erik Sass, and the Mental Floss History of the World by Erik Sass and Steve Wiegand. Yep. The US one, I feel like I didn't get as much as I would have liked out of it. Like, it's a really good broad overview, but I'm kind of at the point in my knowledge of US history where I don't really need the broad overview anymore. Like, I'm solid on that. But like, if you're a person who does want that broad overview of US history, then I would totally recommend this. It just wasn't particularly right for me. I'm just kind of at the point where I want more in-depth books about specific eras or topics when it comes to US history, you know? World history was really good though. I have a pretty good knowledge of world history, but it's not as solid as my US history knowledge, and it felt a whole lot more inclusive than a lot of world history texts sometimes seem to be, because there are a lot of overviews of world history that get to about like the Greek Empire, and then it turns less into world history and more into, hey, here's what white people were up to. And this one didn't do that. It was broken up into chapters based on like time span, and then each chapter spent about an equal amount of time being like, here's what was happening in Europe, here's what was happening in Africa, here's what was happening in Asia, here's what was happening in South and North America. So that was really good. And last we have David Sedaris' When You Are Engulfed in Flames. This poor book is missing its dust jacket. So sad. I love David Sedaris' essay collections, and this was a really solid one. There are a lot of people who are kind of down on this one, which I don't really get, because, I don't know, I don't think that it's his best, but I think it's pretty consistent in terms of quality with his other collections that I've read. I also read Batwoman Elegy by Greg Rucka with art by J.R. Williams Jr. Here's some footage I recorded before I had to give it back to the person I borrowed it from. Oh my god, it's amazing. The artwork is beautiful and Art Nouveau style, and it's so pretty. And also the story is amazing, and I love it, and yeah, you should just read it. It's great. Alright, and coming up next month. Week of videos should definitely be happening during November, but I'm trying to decide between 2 different weeks still right now, so I can't really announce like what day that's going to start. Probably what's gonna happen is that one day the first video in the week of videos is gonna pop up in your sub box and you can be like, yeah, week of videos, it's happening. And beyond that, I don't have anything else specific planned, so we'll see what happens. Yay! Yay! Alright, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.